Hello and welcome to another evening of the Austin Python meetup for our June meetup. Thank you everyone for coming in person and all of our audience online. I gotta shout out the sponsor Antler, who is hosting our online space, is very early stage investors for very early stage startups. Check them out at Antler, Google Antler. They give us the space. Thank you very much to them. And thank you to Ilan for giving us our talk on Codex tonight. And with that, I will hand it off to you.
Wait. Before you go, Ilan, many people don't know. Ilan done many things in his life. He's very good that he came in and agreed to do at a very short notice to give this talk.
Yes.
For people who don't know, Ilan is the engineer who basically gave you Anaconda. He wrote the first lines. I was working with him at some point as a tester, but he's the one. If you ever used Anaconda, the guy actually created this for you. So Ilan, go ahead. I wanted them to know who you are.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jacob. Yeah. Anaconda is probably one of the more famous things I've done. I have also created the Python library bitarray.
Oh.
That was one of the first things I did with Python, actually. And that was 18 years ago in 2008. And then 2012, I started working on Anaconda. So I've been using Python for 20 years. And I haven't used AI throughout my career until exactly 1 month ago, because 1 month ago I started a new job at OpenTeams, and they want to have me do some things that also require AI, and it has been like a big almost like a culture shock for me to see what is out there now, and what all things you can do with AI and how it works. So you said the talk was about Codex. It's less about Codex itself than my personal AI agent findings. Things I've noticed specifically with Codex, but some of these findings may very well be true for other coding agents as well. So I'm going to present a few topics, like things where I've tested the AI on, and to see how well it's doing, specifically things that are not widely on the online, because once something is online, you can't really tell whether it's something the AI knows or that something the AI just learned by looking online. And these are just like 3 things I've tried that I'm going to present here. I've tried many other things, and I'm very impressed by Codex, how quickly it can write code, but also how it's really almost seems like it has a understanding of what it's doing. You can ask it detailed questions about things, and also ask it about the architecture, and you can ask it about to review existing code. It's yeah, very impressive what it can do.
Yeah, welcome to the new wave.
Yeah.
So is this like in your work are there a lot of people just using AI now? Like just
Yeah, everyone's using AI now in this company,
Yeah.
in OpenTeams.
Cool. Did they just like hand it to you, or did you get like some onboarding guides with it? Someone at the org helped you out there, or you just
I spoke with a few people,
okay.
but
Just like informally, like on your own.
well, I spoke with a few people, but there wasn't like an online guide to AI.
Yeah, there's no online. It's still very good.
You just have to use it and figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing.
I think everyone has. I think like I don't want to take over.
I'm just curious how many of you are using
I think we all.
AI in your work, and for how long now?
Probably at least a year. Like for like
Mhm.
MCP stuff came out. They gave us Skill Pilot, so we've been doing
Mhm.
that. But yeah, I'm definitely more of an early adopter than some of my coworkers because of just the space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something around a year, a little bit more of me as well.
I've
Yeah.
been playing with them for a long time, but now like they can actually code.
Yeah, now they've become really good. I was playing a little bit with ChatGPT in 21, 22 when it really became popular.
Yeah.
When it was all over the news. I didn't really use it seriously for any coding problems.
Yeah, it was not very good at coding until about a year ago when it starts getting tool calls. Like the tool calling is really useful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
So actually, before I started this job a month ago, like I think this was in March, I can actually show this here because I created and I'm also the maintainer of this bitarray library, and there was someone.
You got a million CRs, you got a million AI slot.
No, but someone, yeah, at the end of March, he created this bug report with a lot of, it's got like, 12, it's not that many issues that were all found by Claude. And I didn't use the AI myself. I just looked carefully at the issues and fixed them.
Okay.
These are things you would normally not run into, but very special corner cases. And I was very impressed by this issue.
Were they all real?
Yeah, they were all real. Yeah, they were all real, and they were all real fixes. I mean, if we like look here at one of the fixes, it's just one missing call to something.
Ilan, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen.
That would work.
I'm
Sorry, go to that tab. Oh, we were definitely sharing it before. This one. Next. Nope, that's your camera. Share the screen. Just click share the screen. Okay. Sorry about that, Jacob. I thought were we sharing it?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's proceed. Just yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, here an issue Yeah, muted myself. But is it sharing?
Yeah, it's sharing.
Okay,
You're good.
yeah. So, yeah, this is a C code that someone posted on Reddit maybe 15 years ago. And it's in the shape of a diamond and this arrow. And if I compile this and execute, it prints a diamond. And I told the AI to deobfuscate this code. And this is very interesting because it executed the program and I looked at what it's doing. And then it turned out it was just writing another C program that creates the same output. But that's not what I actually consider deobfuscating. I mean, that's just copying the output with a new program. And so I asked it, I told it that I would do the later. I would actually go through and step by step deobfuscate a program. And yeah, the AI, it admitted that it just wrote a new program. It's like it admitted that it cheated, that it didn't deobfuscate the program. It just wrote a new program because that was easier than deobfuscating this horrible mess. And here it says what it would all need to do to deobfuscate, really deobfuscate. And yeah, conversation goes on. The AI still didn't do it right away. I mean, quite often when I do something with the AI, does things without you even explicitly telling it to do that.
Yeah, you could do like there's like you can add to the system prompt.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is in Codex, but like in Claude, it's a claude.md file.
Mhm.
And in that file, I say like, do not do anything until we've discussed it. And then once we've discussed it, don't do anything extra except for the stuff that we've discussed.
Yeah.
Feel free to give me ideas and options, but don't write anything that we haven't discussed so that it doesn't make a million helper functions that are not needed for my
Yeah.
hello world.
So I was used to, I would have expected it to immediately deobfuscate the code the right way, but it didn't do that. It just told how it would be done. And then I pointed out that if you don't do that, there could actually be an Easter egg inside the code. If you call this code and you give it some option here, so it could do something completely different. Or if you say like an environment variable a equals 42, and then you execute, it could look at the environment, it could look at the time, it could do so many things. You don't know anything really if you just look at the output and create a program creates the same output. So that's not really what I meant. So then, I told him about this option, and it actually noticed, oh yeah, all these things the program could be doing, and I could have missed that. But it still didn't actually do the work until then, until I now told it to do it. Yeah, and then it did it without hesitation, but only, and you can actually look at the output. This is the original deobfuscated code. What it looks like when you like substitute all those macros and when you give more meaningful names to variables. Yeah, it's
Let's
pretty
get to read the bytecode.
pretty straightforward.
Let's get to read the compiled program and see if it can reverse the compiled program. So then a lot of people do
Oh.
this with like Kedra.
Oh, I didn't ask it to do that,
But
but
it's apparently pretty good at that. It's good at using
Mhm.
Kedra and like some of these like reverse
Yeah.
tools.
Mhm. Yeah, I've done some other tests where I created small, like binary files with a few Python commands, and I asked it to tell me how was this, what is this, like how did I create this, what is the information, and I was pretty good at that as well. Mhm. Yeah. So that is basically my obfuscated C code example. Lesson you have to learn is that the AI might take a shortcut, and if you don't pay attention, you might miss important things. And now my last example, let me first show you this probably 50-year-old code. So this is the code, and I typed this into from the thermal paper into a computer file maybe 25 years ago before I learned Python, and I wrote a little like machine emulator that runs this, and I wrote it in I think C++ back then. And so all I did is tell Codex, I gave it this file. Yeah, it's not very long, and just told it to analyze this. And it recognized that it's an RPN programmable calculator program. It calculates the error function, and it noticed that you give it the input value on the register, on the X register, and it also was able to see that the program has like two branches. It uses one approximation for below 1.7 and another approximation for above 1.7. And it actually also pointed out a problem with the program that my father didn't think about when he programmed it 50 years ago, and that is when, so the error function has this nice symmetry here. Well, actually, it's like a yeah, basically it's a symmetric. The error function is like the integral over the normal distribution. So you can always get from positive values to negative values. And there is this branch, this cut point at 1.7, but it's not at minus 1.7. So for like, if you give it minus 10, it gives a completely wrong result. It should first like use that symmetry and make internally that X value positive. Yeah. That's missing from the program, and it pointed that out. And I mean, that's what I'm like used to. I just give it this file, and it does all this. And yeah, very detailed comments. And then I asked it to write an emulator in Python to run this. And yeah, it just happily started and wrote this emulator, and it even tested the emulator and made sure that the result is the same as when you call the Python's built-in error function itself.
Calculator, it's on Mac OS, that has an HP RPM, which I like because that's what I grew up. Never noticed that it's programmable. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it was programmable.
The one on the Mac.
So Mac, the calculator in it,
Oh,
the Mac will go into HP mode, at least for the RPM.
never used that. I have a simple one on my phone, but I don't think that's programmable.
I think you might too, believe it or not. That's the engineer at Apple. See, I know for sure.
That's neat that I wrote you an emulator for it. That's cool.
Yeah, I can show it to you. It's well written. This is the it's got a little over 200 lines. This is the stacks are initialized here. X, Y, Z, and T stack. That's what they're called. I mean, knows that from all the online documentation about those computers. And yeah, here the actual all the implementation of all the different commands. Yeah, I mean, I took me at least a day or two to do this 25 years ago, and this didn't take long at all. So, I mean, I could use this. I mean, if this was like my job now to make such an emulator, I would use it as a starting point maybe, and then see what it's exactly doing, how I can improve it. It's yeah, good vehicle. AI is a good vehicle for exploring topics, things.
Explored it yet. Well, that's a cool, I know this your fellow Emacs user too. You have an interest in Lisp, but haven't used the coding assistance yet.
Oh,
Lisp coding. I'm kind of interested.
oh, I'm sure Codex understands Lisp. There's a lot of
As a plugin in your Macs.
Oh, no, just the haven't generated Lisp.
well, I'm sure it can generate Lisp programs.
Plenty of examples.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not, oh, it's done. I mean, I have actually, hey, is there somebody have an E-list library because X, Y,
Lisp is even, I would say, more common on the internet than these HP calculator
Oh,
programs.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of. I said, I love you just for the fact that.
Have you had to try to like reverse engineer research you used to do? Like I've had to try to reverse engineer research I used to do. And it's usually pretty good. But when it's original research, it's kind of like, well, somebody did something similar later.
Oh, yeah,
It gets close, you know?
Mhm.
But because people have been using it now to augment like pharmaceutical research.
Is that what you're in?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm an applied mathematician, and people are like, oh, like OpenAI said that it's been solving Erdish problems, which are like famous mathematical problems that was by
Mhm.
a super famous mathematician who published like more mathematical papers in his life than anyone else by far. They actually track mathematical like advances in the field by like how close you are to like some of this stuff. But what they don't tell you is of the like hundreds of problems that got posed, like it solved a handful, but it's because existing research, it kind of Frankenstein monster that stitched it
Not in
together.
the neighborhood.
Right, but then all these other problems it failed on. But of course they're like, oh hey, look, AI solved this unsolved math problem. And you're like, yes, but it's not verified. And you didn't highlight all the things it failed on. But it's cool to see if it can, like how well it can reverse engineer things like you talk about Ghidra. It'll be interesting to see like number puzzles are pretty dense data wise on the internet. But I think with original research, it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially for like math, physics, and
Yeah.
engineering, because there's like stuff that looks right on paper, and then you go into the lab and you go, so that didn't quite work the way that it was supposed to.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah. So
I don't think it can do original research.
yeah, that's the interesting thing. Some people are thinking it can, and it's kind of like if other people who did research in the areas that got utilized for some of these proofs would have got a conference room together, they probably could have figured out, some of these problems.
Mhm.
I think then it's like a Shakespeare monkey kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you could put out 100 options.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those will be right.
Yeah, I mean, I use it for like the stuff I do for clients to do like research prototyping, and then I try to run a bunch of like very deterministic tests and try to weed stuff out and tell it, And then I also try to do the guardrails thing like you, because you can tell it to not do something and then it'll do it anyway, and you're just like, I'm so glad I backed this up. Besides like
Mhm.
Gemini's more where it'll be like frag the project. You're like, I messed up, and then it like deletes it. And you're like, no, don't delete it. Just fork it and try something else. Oh, there are people who've like not done it, and then like their whole repo gets like nuked by the AI coding system, and you're like, so you didn't back that up, did you? That's too bad.
Well, I think that the trend right now is just like a lot of like mind coders and people who are like new to the space, which is great now, but they need to learn Git or some
Like
sort of
basics.
Yes.
Like, I feel bad for people learning Git the first time, because like it's not designed to be easy to use. It's just designed to work.
Yeah.
And so when people use Git for the first time and they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna like force it to like push something or whatever, and you're like, no, never do that. But the people just get like impatient. They're like, I've been up late tonight. I need to get this done. So they like force the commit. And you're like, nope, no. Right. But like these are things that if you're not experienced in doing it, like you
Mhm.
can't know. Any systems, like they try not to assume, that you're gonna have a preset policy. Like I'm sure people there are working on like a more regular person friendly, development environment. Because otherwise, like I think they're realizing that users are gonna cut back their usage. some companies are hiring people back, realizing that it costs more money in tokens than just hiring.
Microsoft's figuring out, they just changed their Copilot plan from subscription-based to token-based, and now we're like, well, maybe only engineers get AI.
Well, it's for Amazon that they've had outages, and then it was like, yeah, you use your vibe coding tool.
Did you see what happened with Meta?
Yeah.
Oh, Meta had a
My
great.
friends
Was
are
it even a
always-
hack? Is it even a hack? I don't know if you guys heard
That's
about
like
this.
that's a cell phone.
That's a
That's,
cell
that's
phone.
really a cell
So they
phone.
have
What
an AI
happened?
bot that you can request it to, like, just add an email to a person's account.
Yeah,
Like, add my email to your Instagram account as a recovery email. And then I just email myself a password, and then the support bot will do it. Yeah. wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah, I heard that.
And- Oh, yeah, of course. Well, now Anthropic came out with a new. No, Llama's not good enough to do work. But they just came out with their new, like, Mythos-like style. I just got access to it yesterday. What is it called?
Well, the thing with that is people have now found ways to trip the, they have a classifier model in front of it.
Yeah.
To say if you're like doing something naughty and it will just block you. People have figured out a way to trip that in 2 characters.
oh yeah.
At this point, it's again like, hey, and there was a thing that I tested on yesterday of like, hey, what landed in this patch release of this thing? And I knew there was a SQL injection fix in there, and like I looked at it, it's like, oh yeah, this is a cleanup thing. I'm like, I clean up for SQL injection. Like, oh, you now have to go to Opus for me.
Yeah.
Sure, I do. And then it's like, oh, this is definitely fine. Throw it into the model on my laptop, and it's like, yeah, you got a SQL injection there. I'm like, okay. Apparently, we have the child-safe LLM here, but for the things where it's not gated like that, it actually seems to get to the point a lot more quickly than your standard electronic models, which tend to be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But
They changed the licensing though, so that you can't use it to develop your own,
that wasn't part of the licensing.
Or like like the performance degradation, like you can get around it. I think this is just gonna be a forever cat and mouse game. Where it's like, all right, I'll just use one model to try to find holes in another model, and then go back and
Yeah, which
just make them go back and forth with each other to see how I can exploit it. Like, you know,
so. I have more
Your
thoughts.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm done now. Should we stop the recording now?
How about we thank you for coming into our service?